There you go.
Right,
so
hold it this way.
No, other way. There you go.
Hold
Now your
this
hands
right here. Oh, I see.
Did I give it to the wrong person?
I think you did.
He's the tech guy.
Yeah, give it to him. That's okay.
If you guys are going to move gadgets around, kind of keep them within your own group. Obviously, COVID reasons, everything's been sanitized.
Yep.
I know I just touched everything, but I just sanitized myself.
Yeah.
So. All right. London, you're supposed to be with the next piece. What are you doing? Come on, kiddo.
I feel like I've been on this tour before.
I know.
You can see the heat.
Yeah.
Who likes to talk? Where's my chatty Kathy?
No.
I
I think we're going to go with you on
tend
this one.
to talk too much.
Okay. This is a spirit box. What are spirit boxes? Spirit boxes allow us to communicate with the dead through radio signals. Now, if you watch your ghost hunting shows, this is that very annoying staticky sound, and then they put like a sentence up on the screen of what they think they heard. We're doing it in real time. So this is not a ghost hunting show, okay? This is real life for me, okay? I'm not trying to make stuff up and go days and days and days and only give you that little bit of info. You guys are gonna find the real life info. So, kind of like, you're like, I don't know if I want that one.
Count good.
Okay, so I have this one slowed down a little bit. Let me get it going, make sure it's on slow motion. Because I don't want just static coming through. I want you to hear that radio chatter. You're gonna have this full recording. This device records the entire radio sweep and none of us. It only records the radio sweep. The cool thing is that it's recording right now, even when it's on mute. So even when I'm telling stories and going on and I say, let's turn the spirit boxes down, it's still recording for us for all to listen to tomorrow. So I'm going to turn it up so we're going to get an example of what this sounds like. Dark place is what I heard there. You guys hear that? I'm listening.
Madonna.
Could be. But I'm listening for that radio DJ. I'm listening for that commercial. Whatever you capture out of it, possibly a message. So, kind of have to take anything in perspective, especially with some of the questions we're going to ask. At the very top of that is the turnstile for right where your thumb is. There's a little turn wheel for the volume. So I'll go ahead and say spirit box is up or spirit box is down. That's kind of your cue. And again,
Up is to the
yep, I have
all the way
it's
up.
already all the way
Yep,
down.
yep.
So with the little SD
Oh,
right there on
yeah.
yeah. With the SD on the screen means that it's recording to the SD card, so I can upload it for you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
So, and me and London will help you out. London, you playing on our phone or we going through devices?
That might be a ghost by then. I don't know. Have another drink.
Thank you all for your sobriety tonight.
Yeah.
It is Saturday. You'd be surprised with some of the things that I captured.
Friday.
It's Friday. It's been a long week, can y'all tell?
Yeah.
It has been a long week.
You just picked me up, bro. It was Friday.
It's been a long week. I work 6 nights a week, so
Wow.
yeah, 2
They
tours
were
a night.
together.
I like
Yeah.
to make fun of him.
You do one after this?
Yeah,
It's 9
do
o'clock.
it 9 o'clock too.
Then you get the drunker people out.
Depends. Saturdays are worse.
Okay.
Nick, you're going to help us decipher whether whatever we catch on that screen is legitimate or fake.
Okay.
Okay? We have obviously 2 different types of thermometers here. Probably just an Uber. They're not here to pick me up and take me away yet. So, we haven't flashed any lasers in the wrong spot.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
You scared them away.
Ghost.
This is ghosts. They dropped off some ghosts.
It's the first. So, we obviously have a surface temperature gun, right? We should all know what this guy is by now. So, let's say Mike is standing where I am and he says, hey Nick, there's a blue spot on that wall. I want to debunk it first. So, I'm going to use this guy for a surface temp. And I'm going to see that everything's the same temperature all the way across. I'm like, okay, so now it must be between Mike and the wall. So that's where this guy comes into play. There's a probe at the end of this that's going to measure ambient temperature. So it has 2 numbers on the screen. The top one is humidity. The bottom one is actually the regular temperature based on the ambient thermometer temperature up here. So right now it says it's about 77 degrees out here, roughly, and it should be about accurate. But this guy, like this isn't super active, but this guy, I want you to kind of help with the base temperatures of different types of materials for Mike. Okay. So that way, when you guys are kind of palling around together, he says, what's that cold spot over there? You can just do a quick little, let's see if it's the actual temperature of the items over there versus what's in the air. Okay. So both of those go to you.
What does it say for like the floor temperature? Will it be the same?
79.
79?
Yeah, 79.3.
So this is obviously a different type of material than
You
the
do
air around
you
it.
like your skin?
It should go all the way up to 95, 96.
It says 91.4 right now.
He's
He's a ghost.
cold-blooded.
Yeah, I'm cool.
That's ghost. I'd be checking temperatures all day on things.
I'm glad you're 101. We could get COVID.
All right, so we got all
Check
three of
everyone in
these
the
guys.
party. Come here for a second.
Steve, you better be a responsible guy, man.
Oh, depends who you ask.
It's trying to be.
What do you do for a living?
Cybersecurity.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, cybersecurity.
Perfect.
Been trying to get this guy into that line of work, but he'll get there eventually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's an IT guy.
Yep.
Jump into cyber.
I'm
I've been
assembling.
doing like project management stuff right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can do project management for cyber.
The neuralizer for Men in Black. I need you all to stare right here. You all did it. You all, the neuralizer for Men in Black. You guys' memories are going to be erased. Yes.
Oh,
You guys all did it.
Come on. Do it.
This is a laser grid.
wow.
Oh, sweet.
So what does this guy do? Helps us see things we can't see with the naked eye. Okay? So super cool stuff. Yeah, those are bike taxis. He rides people around. I'm not kidding. He throws people in the back and he rides them around town.
That's cool.
Yep. So it's going to help us see things we can't see with the naked eye. So if something actually passes through this, it's going to be very quick. It's going to be a very quick blip out of the peripheral vision of your eye.
Yep.
You being in security, you should understand this can land you and I both in jail. So if we should point this the wrong way,
You're in trouble.
yeah. Yeah, just put your hands behind your back and be ready to go. So, we point this.
See what that plane's doing up there.
No. This guy will probably shoot a good half a mile up the road, and we can probably still see it pretty visually. Like it's a good.
You'll get in
strong
trouble for pointing at planes now.
yeah. Well, we actually will do an experiment at the end of this, and the nights where we actually have kind of our protests and whatnot, and the helicopters are pretty low, we don't do that experiment because we use that infrared gun to test the temperature of the building. And I'm like, no, we're not getting arrested tonight.
Yeah.
Flagging down, because if you miss, it's going straight out.
Yeah,
to
it's
there.
going up there.
Yeah, it's going straight up. So the way we use this, guys, we're pointing straight down. We go out about 5 feet in front of us. Okay. So, and we're going to work with you on this guy too.
Just to see if anything goes by. Like, what?
Yep, that's it.
See what's down here.
Oh my God.
That's not a flashlight.
Stephen King. What was that?
Oh, it.
Oh, yeah, it, right? Yeah, it
Yeah.
came out of the
Here,
gutter.
Be careful.
We all float.
Don't drop it.
No,
Straight down, buddy.
don't
Don't
point
point
it. Don't
in
point it in your
Other way,
face.
other way. See? Cool. Here.
All right,
This is
we
yours.
got one more. So this one is actually grids. This is an actual. Why do we use this one?
You
In
can
case
run,
we
but
have
you
to
can't
capture
hide. You're
something.
the only one left.
We put it in 3D software, and you guys have a full 3D view of the apparition we caught. Now, this is relatively new. I haven't caught anything with it yet. So, hopefully, Steve will be our first. You actually get both of these.
Oh, wow,
Don't,
nice.
don't cross the streams.
Oh, okay.
Ghostbuster joke, thank you. It's
When you mix
literally,
red and green, what color does it make?
you're going to be putting them side by side. And again, we're going to work with you and tell you
So
what
you don't
laser
use them
pick.
together?
Yeah, you can.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're going to be side by side.
Oh, got it, yeah.
Last but not least, we gotta get Mom involved. Mom, you're in charge of pictures.
Oh, okay.
So, here's a roll of pictures. Nobody besides me or London can be in the pictures. None of y'all have waivers, and I don't do legal stuff. So, if somebody ends up in a picture, it goes straight to me. I crop you out if there's paranormal activity.
I forgot to sign
Which waiver?
Didn't we get something?
You should have had a COVID waiver.
Oh, yeah, I signed it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we signed it.
It doesn't come to me unless you guys did.
Oh, yeah.
So, you wouldn't be here in a text message.
Ah,
This is a simple point and shoot, Mom. There's
Okay,
no
yep.
flash. We don't do flashes because we don't want false positives. My wife does all the logo and design work for Stories in the Cemetery, and if I find something, it goes over to her. She doesn't want to analyze every little flash that comes back out of a window of a building that she's going to take. So there's no flash. We want to keep it that way.
Okay.
So again,
So just take pictures anywhere
anywhere you
as
want.
we're walking?
As we're
Just
walking,
anywhere?
certain places that have a lot of vehicles, people get a little weirded out by that down here.
Okay.
So I will say, just kind of be wary of the vehicles.
Okay.
It's a simple on and off. Take as many pictures as you want. I don't like 400. That's a lot to go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's a flip book.
Got it.
Did I find anything? All right.
Question, does this record? This doesn't record anything.
No.
It just,
So the recordings.
how
you
are
guys,
you going to pull a 3D out of something like this?
So in case she captures a picture for you,
Oh,
we get it on video, or I'm quick enough with my camera because I saw something.
okay, got it.
So
Okay,
again,
gotcha.
when we're gonna work with you on that too. So when
Okay.
he's like doing a laser thing in some of the darker areas that we're gonna
Yeah.
go to, where he's allowed to, I need lots of pictures of those dots.
Got it.
Now,
wait.
I'm gonna use a few things on my phone. I need to be involved as well. Where did London go?
I'm right behind you.
Did I miss it?
Trying to grab it.
No.
Did I get everything out?
I believe so.
Okay, so some of you are double-fisted. I usually spread this out over a group of 10. So, first thing I have is a backup EMF in case Justin's goes dead. Obviously, you guys see batteries die out of the thing pretty quickly, but they can be drained by spirits. So in case that happens, I got a backup. It's not as sensitive, but it does work in a pinch. Second thing I use is a spirit box that's going to give me words right there in the center of the screen. Okay? It's going to save those words into a list. The last list I did, they actually had a ton of words. They had over 100. So I'm going to clear them out because they already have theirs. My average for a 90-minute tour is about 50 to 60 words.
From where? Where are the words coming from? I
So
missed that.
just like that spirit box that she's using,
Yeah.
I want you to keep in mind, everybody, all of your devices you're using are all electronic. We don't do Ouija boards with dowsing rods or anything like that. My belief is that the spirit world needs electronics and that type of extra energy to muster up a message to tell to us.
Okay.
Okay, so this is using the same type of radio signals, but it's coming up in a word format only. Now, this is meant to be a game and a hoax. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. 80% of it doesn't mean anything. It's up to me to find the 5 to 20% of the words that are actually going to give us meaning. If it does have meaning, you will have a verifiable link of where I got that evidence piece from. So I'm not going to hand you guys a bunch of words and say, this is this because Johnny's dad's father's name. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you verifiable evidence if a word comes up. Now, last night's evidence, I could have went on, I could still be researching it because there was that much. But you guys are going to collect about 8 hours worth of data for me. I'm not going to go through all of that. Okay? I don't have 8 hours for each tour to be given. I give you guys about 2 hours of my time in the morning to go through your data, whatever I find in that 2 hours. That's what I kick back to you. That's why I give you everything so you guys can go through the rest. Is that fair?
Fair.
Yeah.
So, this is an interesting tool. I also use a reverse spirit box. What the heck is a reverse spirit box? I debunked this one because I was a little skeptical of it myself. It is literally a man and a woman saying random words in forward motion and they turn the audio backwards. So I recorded it for about an hour. There was just random words coming through when I actually debunked it because I have to be able to analyze EVP, so I'm like, let me check out the software and see if it'll actually reverse it so I can actually hear it. And it was just random stuff. So when it comes through in reverse, I'm going to play it for you so you guys have the gist of what it sounds like because you're going to hear it on your audio because this obviously stays on me. So it should sound like complete gibberish. So let me go through each group here.
Sounds like that Led Zeppelin record.
I know,
I was
right?
thinking
A little bit of Pink Floyd.
Oh, is it?
It's like you sleep in the middle of the night. You sleeping.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on Ghostbusters or something.
You are. So, I'm going to play an EVP for you that I actually caught with this guy a few weeks ago. And it didn't make any sense to me at first, only because I had no idea what it meant. I was talking about a woman from England, and when this EVP came through, it all started to click together the next morning. So let me find it for you real quick. I'm in the wrong email box. Too many emails. Sorry guys, I'm usually prepared. He'll be alright. He'll be just fine. Alright. I'll play it several times because of the traffic.
Tell me about breakfast.
Baked beans breakfast.
Yeah.
You guys got it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a traditional English breakfast with beans and all that. Yeah. So,
Okay, so you guys got all that?
Yeah.
So here's what happened.
Is that when you reverse the audio? Like you
No,
were saying?
that came
Okay.
through in real time. When I heard it, obviously I'm recording it with a regular voice recorder, so it was doing the reverse part and it came through in forward motion. So here's what happened. Your spirit box told me, I'll fix you, baked beans breakfast, and then I had the word tea on that word list. They all were within 2.5 minutes of each other. So I'll fix you, baked beans breakfast and tea. That's a breakfast over in England.
Right.
I was talking about Eliza Pinckney, who's from England.
Wow.
So if that kind of tells you how I have to look at this as a collective in the morning,
Yeah.
that's the perfect example. And that's probably one of the strongest EVPs I've ever had.
Wow.
Like that was pretty like, I was like, holy cow. Like,
Right.
like I was jumping. Like,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
get over
of
here, get
course.
over here,
Yeah,
get over
you're
here.
excited.
Like that was exciting stuff for me. So again, that's why I use all of the different devices.
You heard that real time too?
Yeah, that was
Wow.
real time.
Wow.
Like you heard me say it right after on there. That wasn't like two clips together. It was all one clip. So I can use both of those spirit boxes together. So all I have to do on my end, I keep this one running so we can always see the words that pop up. And then when I want to use the other one, I turn the volume up. It's running in the background. Okay, so that way on the audio, right. So that one is going to be, it's already recording. So it's going to be two separate recordings. You're going to have the regular audio, that audio, the full YouTube video, the pictures she's going to take, plus the full word list.
Awesome.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys will have a lot to go through. So guys, we start here for a reason. Okay, this place is haunted. That's why you guys are leaning on it. So this place used to be called Big John's. Big John was a football player. How long have you guys lived here? You from here?
2012.
This was actually, yeah, it burned down in 2015 actually.
Yeah.
There was a big fire here in
Yeah,
2015.
Big John would come in there.
Yep, so he
remember
was
that
sitting in the
story.
back of
I
the
do
bar.
remember that story. Yeah.
Well, these guys don't know it.
I
Let me
know, we're
tell.
not going to talk.
Yeah, Nick, keep it down.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
That's why you hired her, because she talks too much.
I know.
So John used to sit in the back of the bar, and he would tell the bartender if the cadets that came over from the Citadel were of age or not. One night, 2 guys came in. They weren't of age. The bartender told them to cut them off. And the 2 guys leave. They're pretty angry. They come back the next night, and they try to steal the cash register from the front of the bar. Big John pulls out his gun. He shoots. He kills. The bullet ricochets and lands in the wall. Now, it's not necessarily the ghost that is here from the killing. It is the bullet hole that is the paranormal activity. It is said that at times when people sit in the front of this bar, they get a little dizzy, queasy, headaches, lighter. Interesting. We're not doing that tonight. I will find it. She likes to interrupt and tap my shoulder when I'm telling a story and say, Dad, you got a word, you got a word, you got a word. So,
Told you I'm annoying.
you're not annoying. So at any rate, I don't know how paranormal activity is going to affect any of you. I know it's not going to affect me. I know how it's going to affect London. If any of you are feeling the slightest headache, I need to know. A little bit of queasiness, I need to know. The first time somebody dropped like a wet noodle because of too much paranormal activity on a nice cool night like this, I was in CPR class the next day. I don't want to ever have to use it. Luckily, I usually have a nurse with me. It's happened at least 5 times that I can think of. So let's not do. There's people working there, right?
Go.
Maybe I gave that to the wrong security guy. So that's kind of like my disclaimer to you. If you guys aren't feeling well, you got to speak up.
Yep.
Please, it's a big deal. The other story here is the mantle that's above your heads actually wraps around the front of the building as well. A piece of that mantling fell off during our one big earthquake of 1886, struck somebody in the head, killed them, and Paul, the previous owner of this bar, Pain Run Bar, said that he used to see darkened figures right here on East Bay Street. So, I don't have any confirmation of that, but I take Paul's word for it because he used to chat with Big John and get the bottles to rattle for him to get answers out of Big John. So, you guys ready to go ghost hunting?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
That guy, Big John, killed someone here just 5 years ago?
They know the story.
That's crazy.
I get it back on, it's right here. Yeah. And
What year
again,
did Big John do that? Killing?
2015, he said.
that was in the 70s.
Oh.
70s,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
What did you say happened in 2015?
Burnt
There's
down.
Big
Oh,
John-
burned down.
Yeah, it was a big fire here. That's why there's a lot more windows than there were before.
I'm sorry the rum bar's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the rum bar was a great place. Had a little garden in the back.
Where'd you guys move from?
We moved, well, I was in the Navy. We moved 13 times in 10
wow.
years. And then since then, we lived in Rhode Island for 10 years.
Nice.
And before that, we lived in Annapolis for 3.5 years. And before that, in Monterey and Whidbey Island,
Wow.
Moffett Field, South Bay, all kinds of places. So how'd you get the name London?
My parents liked it. That's about it.
Right. It might because they're still using power tools in there. And there's parking meters over there too, so it'll make you go a little nuts. Alright, so let's give you guys the skinny of what's happening on this corner. First off, I know it's a parking lot, but again, we're not going to go to all the pretty touristy type places. We might hit some, but a lot of them are going to be weird spots. The Crew Cafe claims to have a suicidal haunting. I don't have any verifiable proof of that. I did walk through it with Justin's EMF detector, and I did get a little bit of a spike upstairs. If I were to do a full investigation, I don't have any way to back it up. That used to be a slave home, and I don't have any records. They didn't have addresses. So I don't know if that's a reconstruct, a rebuild, an add-on. I have no idea what's going on with that building. So again, they do have claims of hauntings. I just don't know what it is. Right past that, for you history buffs, there's a stop sign down there, and we are in the neighborhood somewhat. So Revolutionary War, if everybody kind of pictures Charleston, the peninsula, it was much skinnier because of all the man-made junk that we have out here now. Revolutionary War, ship rolls in, shoots a cannon, lands right there at the stop sign. However, no death, no tragedy, no paranormal activity, just one of those weird little nuggets of history I found along my tours.
That's cool.
Yeah, nuggets.
Okay.
Nuggets. I didn't do chicken
Nuggets.
nuggets.
Dang.
Alright, so where are we now? This is what I call the Red Barn Lot. This is where they keep the horses for your carriage rides. The horses are still inside the barn. So all those of you with lasers,
They love the lasers.
they hate the lasers. I'm not for that. You will not make that kind of thing. So the windows, absolutely no lasers whatsoever. So, this is also the same red barn lot that we kept the pony that delivered milk to Charleston. So we're talking like 1860s to 1920s. So if that kind of dates it for you, that's all the history I have here. I get anywhere from John's teammates that come through on the spirit boxes and any kind of other activity to weird things on the grids. Also keep in mind some car alarms are a little sensitive to the lasers, so kind of be wary of that too. Not the little pretty silver car right there. Don't tell anybody. But when I'm in a pinch, like I had to drive all the way to Myrtle Beach to go get her and then fly back down here. So you guys. So it's like, huh? Yeah, we flew. And the little tiny, yeah, right? Welcome. Just call me Marty. McFly.
You bang bang.
No, I'm not a 90s kid. I don't give you guys bad 90s jokes all night long. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Let's talk about spirit boxes for a second. Just because there's a way to communicate. How we're going to do this. Your TV shows usually start spouting off questions, right? We're not going to do that. We're looking for non-yes or no questions that we know the answers to. We're going to start off easy. For example, what color is the barn? You're going to wait 30 seconds, ask the question again, possibly rephrase it. Can you tell me what color the barn is? You're going to try that 2, 3, maybe 4 times. If we actually have EMF activity from Justin's little doodad down there, I didn't get the word shed, then we obviously have something hanging out if we can't debunk what's actually going on with this guy. So, we're going to be watching what his device does and seeing where the activity is. It's not going to stay anywhere, and we're walking on a sewer line, so there's no electrical lines around us except for what electricity might be coming out of that building, and that one there is pretty secure. Not much is going to be coming out of that building. So, in the event we actually get an answer, we are going to start a conversation. All right, cool. Thanks for telling me the color red. Can you tell me what's inside the barn now? And now we know we're going to be listening for horses or what type of horses or something along those lines. You're going to be hanging out, obviously. What's the dynamic with everybody? I know this is mom, dad, kid, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
Same? Mom, dad, kid?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Mom, dad, big kid. Mom, dad, little kid.
Yeah. There you go.
okay. So, you two are going to be palling around together. That camera cannot see through glass. It looks at it as an object. In order to help you see in 3D through that camera, because it doesn't, it puts white lines around certain things that it thinks might be objects. So,
Yeah, it can look through a trash can.
it can look through a trash bag. So, there's some weird transparency that goes through that, but it's hard glass that you cannot see. So, like that right now. You guys are going to pal around, get a different type of material in here. We have foliage and trees, we have metal, asphalt, brick, wood, obviously all kinds of stuff. So you're going to get a gist of how that device actually works. Obviously, we're going to be watching his little doodad to see what happens. This is somewhat of a safe place for your lasers. Just keep them down on the ground. And those are actually meant to be, it's going to be friendly tonight. That's what they're warning me of.
What is that?
It says friendly. Where was I? Oh, those are actually meant to be set up in a room with a camera to be left alone. So the more still you are with them, the better it is to actually visually catch something. You start twirling things and moving it all around, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to be able to see anything past the door. Just be wary of the cars on your end.
Got it.
So basically, you're going to be helping out with the EMF. That's why I gave you the camera.
Got it.
So you guys can help out that way. So we're going to set you guys free within the lot. Let's stay within the lot for sure.
Okay.
And then London and I will start bouncing around with you, but let's find out where Justin's hotspots are. So let's get you guys to walk around a bit, and that way we can kind of follow you. Yeah.
Where will we hear the answer?
Through that box. Now, that's the other thing. The answer could come to either of my spirit boxes, the audio on there, the audio on here, or her spirit box. So even like there'll be times where, like for example, if I set her free and say, go find out what kind of horses are in the barn, and then I start asking a different question and say, how many people are with me? And she turns around and she hears the number 8. She's like, it said 8. I don't know what that means. We now have proof that I asked the question way over here on this, but she heard the number 8. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so let's set you guys free. I want to see which direction we're going to go into. We're going to spend maybe 5 to 8 minutes here. It's not going to be a long session. I just want to bounce around.
So I went to turn the volume
Yeah, go ahead and turn your volume up. If you get too close to the barn, just kind of keep it at an audible level. We don't want to spook the horses with static.
Okay.
So let's get you walking around, buddy. Oh, look, he's got stuff already.
And I think we're supposed to look for blue and black, Dad. I think.
Blue and black.
And then I think I'm check
Black.
the temperature.
That was boy me. That was Alvin.
Like this tests like the air temperature, and then this is like a direct
Aber hier ist auch eine Temperatur, schau. Hier 82. Und dann mache ich hier das Auto, das ist weniger.
See, because that's the actual temperature, and then that's the temperature of the spot that I.
Wo?
The top temperature here is the temperature outside. The bottom one is where I marked.
Okay, mach mal das Fenster. 77 habe ich.
I have
73.
75.2.
Ich habe 76.
I feel like this is probably more accurate with
Yeah.
the temperatures. So, like, basically, if the bottom number is less than the top number, then that's showing stuff.
Hmm. Ich will ja wirklich schon die von Film stehen. Und das halte ich das Ding hier draußen. Das ist
Well, if you're not in there, you don't have to speak into the box. It's just like having a conversation with you and I right now.
So, where was the barn then?
ja, das ist der rote. Da sind die Pferde drin.
Fit.
Oh, ich habe meine Finger da wieder davor. Das ist komisch. Es wäre schön, wenn es andersrum wäre, weil ich rechtshändig bin, nicht linkshändig.
Or tell us what kind of horses are inside the box.
Okay.
They've already heard it. I've already asked. That's
Da ist rot, das ist das Fenster. Und dann hier sind schwarze Dinge. Das ist Fenster wieder rot. Ich weiß nicht genau, was ich hier mache.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Madonna.
That's a great name. Can you spell it?
What the heck? What does that rhyme with?
I don't think you're gonna get any answers like that.
Das ist der Abfalleimer. 82, 83, das ist kalt. Ich weiß nicht, was wir machen sollen. Was sollen wir denn machen? Ich suche das dunkle Zeug und dann schaust du mit deinem Ding
Like,
nach.
just like color changes, I guess. Like if that red wall
Auf
like,
einmal,
turns blue or black all of a sudden,
ja. Das ist der Pfost, das ist
then I
normal,
would
die
know
Tür
to, like,
ist da.
check it for temperature.
Aber schau mal hier unten, schau, da ist eine Tür.
Right.
Was ist da unten? Das sind Sandbags vielleicht. Ja.
Even if
Was ist denn da
can
unten?
you even see? You can't even see the laser.
Ich sehe es
through
nicht
the
mehr.
camera. No.
Nee. Aber da diese Sandbags. Ich weiß nicht, was du dann mit dem Ding machst. Was machst du
Well,
dann?
if I mark a temperature and it's like significantly lower than 78, for example,
Oh, but
like
this is
60
the ambient air temperature.
or something, then I would know that your finger's
Oh.
over it.
Das ist scheiße, weil ich will nicht mehr mit meiner linken Hand.
You should ask them if you can like flip it somehow or something. Another way, maybe.
Dann hat es mir so gegeben, deswegen habe ich es rumgedreht. Er hat gesagt, nee, nicht rumdrehen.
Hey, his thing's beeping.
Uh-oh. We got a hit. No, you guys do. Look at you. No, that guy.
I know, but what are we capturing on yours?
I don't know. Where am I looking? What am I looking
Watch
for?
the vehicle. So, just like I said in the beginning, you're looking for these blue areas. Like I try to keep a person in view. because that gives you a nice full spectrum.
No reference, yeah.
So again, it kind of makes everything fluctuate the way it needs to. So when something either grows colder or grows in heat even, is something that I want to capture. So the law of thermodynamics states that if something is growing colder, to keep the equilibrium, something also must grow hotter. So if something is starting to grow in heat for you in like 10, 15 degrees in a short amount of time, essentially there's another spot growing in a cold spot. We don't want you to find that cold spot. We'd rather you stay focused on the reverse law of thermodynamics and focus on the heat spot, because that is just as much evidence as a cold spot being moved. So blue and black, if they start moving around, awesome. We definitely want to capture that. But as far as you go, like if he, for example, sees something black along that metal wall, I want you to shoot the metal wall right where he's at to get a base temperature, and then if it's the same temperature all the way across or around it.
And is that actually a temperature there that I'm pointing at? Or
yeah, that's just where those crosshairs land.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Again,
and then his is more sensitive for that area,
right,
I guess.
This is just the temperature of the surfaces.
So I'm looking for spikes or decreases, I guess.
Yes, and you're kind of verifying that whatever he's capturing, like if he sees a blue spot on that wall, I want you to kind of just get a base temperature all around the area where he thinks the blue spot is, and kind of solidify it. And if it's obviously the same temperature all the way around, and he still has a blue spot, for example, then you pull out the yellow one and you start moving between him and the wall to try to find where that cold spot actually is.
Ah, I see.
Because that doesn't see in 3D, we do.
Yep.
So that's the difference. That's why I use so many different types of thermometers. So you guys are the team to be watching, because that video in the morning is going to explain.
So what
everything.
happened with the kids thing? What was that about?
Something, I'm telling you, every night
Some
I'm here.
electromagnetic thing? He's the electromagnetic guy,
Yeah,
right?
but there's nothing around him that should be making it go off.
Yeah,
So,
except
again,
for the car.
well, the car, if it was on,
Yeah.
the battery is not going to give off a charge that far away from it with the hood closed. You know what I'm saying? So again, he's getting all kinds of stuff up there. So Dad's kind of testing out the area with the lasers. Going a little too far, but that's okay. But London's got my other spirit box. She was working with them to try to find out where. Usually, I don't get excited when one device goes off. So if you get a blue spot going across, I try to get the lasers over here.
Corroboration.
Yeah, I try to get more going. All right, I'll take that back. Is there anything cool? No. Let's gather everybody up real quick. Everybody kind of have a gist of how all of your devices work?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that here. Same kind of flashing off a little bit.
Oh, really? She probably moved.
And popsicle will stop, like with the helmet is.
Oh.
I figured the security guy would be good. Alright, what do you guys say we go learn some actual history? Alright, let's do this. Let's go this way.
In the beginning, I thought I heard something. And I was like, what was it? I don't know. I kept asking myself. When you and I were together. Patrick, are you still here? Patrick? Patrick, do you like SpongeBob?
You don't need to talk into that, but that's just what picks up the response. It's not a microphone.
Thank you.
What is it?
5 church.
It's good.
I don't eat out. Couldn't say.
What did you say? 5 church?
It's pretty cool to go in though.
Is it cool restaurant?
Yeah, because
It's haunted.
It's a church, yeah.
shaped like a church and it has all
Oh,
across
are
the
these
ceiling work.
connected?
It's a restaurant, yeah.
Oh, what is this one? Both?
I think that's part of it. I don't know.
I want to
I'm
say
not
like that's
sure.
part of the bar.
Yeah, I
can't
think
remember.
that-
If you go back to the other side, though, you can look in and you can peek. It's pretty
Gorgeous.
cool.
You need to peek in there.
That's really cool.
Do you guys know where you're at right now?
Behind.
No. Wait a minute. Isn't this where the Irish place used to be? They turned it
Yeah.
into a parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what it was
Nuts.
long before that?
No.
Okay. Just trying to making sure I'm on top of my game.
Ah.
So, keep in mind also we are kind of standing right in the only way in and out of this place. So we're kind of moving this way. So this is actually home to the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. So we're talking 1700s, mid 1700s. So who the heck were they? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. So there's number 2 Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. So there's a third one. son and a nephew, signers of our Constitution. Pretty cool stuff. However, I don't care about politics. Let's move on to
I know, I
Eliza.
almost said something. Okay, yeah.
Now, Eliza, well, Charles actually came through with me pretty strong last night, so we'll see what actually happens tonight. But Eliza has a much cooler story. Eliza married Charles at a young age so that she could stay here in the United States. Her dad thought he was dying and he wanted her home. He wanted all his kids home and she didn't want to go, so she got married instead and just stayed here, became a citizen. So, the two started their family, everything's going well, dad gets better, and he starts sending her gifts over from England. Baked beans breakfast. This is where that occurred. Okay? See? We almost became ghosts by the Kia Soul.
Way to go.
No pun intended. So, one of those gifts that Dad actually sent over happens to be the plant indigo. So you guys have been driving around town, you've probably seen indigo all over town, at least the word or phrase. And this is where it actually all started. Now, indigo does have a very deep history with Charleston. It started in the Gullah culture. But Eliza was the one that made it successful. She turned it into a huge cash crop for Charleston, and actually was the businesswoman that sold it overseas. Saved Charleston from when our rice plantations went downhill. So, Eliza's a pretty big deal around here. So, a couple weird facts about Eliza we can be asking on our spirit boxes. We're going to start there. So Eliza was the second wife named Eliza from Charles. Way to go, Chuck. You screwed that one up. So she goes by her maiden name, Eliza blank Pinkney. So you may already know the answer to that, but see if she'll tell you. Sorry, locals, but most of us know the story of Eliza. But, oh wait, there's more. Let's turn that down. There's more. You can find out what happened to Eliza, how she died, where she died, how old she was, where she's buried, any of those things. She's pretty open about it. They had 4 kids. You already know one of them's name was Charles. Try to find out the daughter's name. There was only one. You can also try to find out what happened to the mansion. You can ask about the previous bar that was here, Molly Darcy's. So she might even say a few things about that. I'll be curious to see if something does come up about that. Nobody's ever inquired about it. So we'll kind of see what happens there. So the layout of the land was the front was the mansion. The garden was lined up with that first tree all the way to the edge here, and then the slave quarters would have been back here. So I'm going to let you all choose your poison on where you go. Lasers, very careful, keep them below the wall, away from vehicles. Pictures, keep them on the lasers for me, Miss Jackie, if you can. Obviously, his EMF is going to go a little nuts in here. It started probably going nuts as soon as I mentioned Eliza's name. Now, if everybody takes a look at that light back there, it's not always blinking. Sometimes it's not on at all. Sometimes it's fully on. It's usually in sync with his EMF meter within 2 frames on a video. If that kind of tells you what kind of energy we have in this place, this is also where witches usually don't make it past in my tours. So if I get a witch on my tour, I usually kind of give them a heads up. It's too much for their psyche, whatever they're working on. So I don't claim to be a medium or a psychic. So again, I know how this is going to affect me. Now, this is a very interesting lot. We're going to get lots of answers here. I am going to separate from you guys. You guys are going to give me a nice full sweep all the way around together, make a couple of laps, and we're going to spend probably a good 10 minutes here. Because this is where we get a lot of our activity. So let's get your spirit box up and running. In my pocket. Yeah. So you want to maybe hang out with the spirit box so you can help to listen, so you know how to listen for those things.
Okay, was
And
machen
then
wir
you
jetzt?
guys start making your laps.
Okay, fangen wir hier drüben an.
Grids. He's already displayed it. He's doing the exact right thing. Get that sit out.
Ja, da ist es normal, dass es kalt ist da oben.
When did you live here?
Yeah, his EMF, his EMF is not going crazy.
Das ist nicht mehr, das ist ein Motorrad, das ist schwarz dazwischen. Das ist normal, denke ich mir. Ja. Ist auch ein Auto.
Tell me how many people I brought with me. Eliza, how many people are here with me? I just asked how many people I brought with me.
Bunch.
Okay, sometimes I get smart ass answers. It happens. Eliza, give me a specific number. How many people did I bring?
Siehst du was? Da bei dem Tor sehen wir vielleicht was. Bei dem Tor vielleicht
Right here?
was. Ja, hier unten.
What
Da
is it?
ist irgendwas. Da unten. Ja. Ab 80.
83.
Das wäre wir. Also ich kann nehmen wir mal das andere Ding und gehe irgendwo dazwischen. Ich nehme das gelbe Ding und laufe dazwischen hin. Ich habe 78. Darfst deinen Körper nicht dazwischen tun. Hast du 80 oder mehr? Naja, das ist... Weiß auch nicht.
85 over here.
Hä?
It's 85 over here.
Ja. Das kann man sich aber denken, weil die Sonne die ganze Zeit da drauf scheint. Das dauert länger abzukühlen wie die Luft, ne? Oh, was ist denn da? Da hat jemand geschlafen. Schau mal da, da hat
See, look,
jemand...
74 and then 83.
Ja, die Wand, die wird heiß und dann wird sie nicht so schnell kühl. Aber hier hat jemand geschlafen, schau.
Yeah.
Und schau, da ist ganz schwarz. Schau, das ist ganz schwarz. Da hier.
Yeah, look at that.
Da an der Ecke hier
Ja.
unten. Schau mal, wo ich bin, hier an der Ecke hier unten. Da ist ganz dunkel. 77 Grad.
With that pillow, maybe.
Ja, ich weiß auch nicht, so 75, ne? Und es ist kühler. Ja, das ist Heat Conduction. Ne? Ich meine, das
As I go up,
das
it
dickere
gets
Zeug
hotter.
bleibt länger warm. Genauso wie Steine bleiben länger warm wie Luft.
Mm.
Ne? Oder Metall bleibt länger warm wie Luft.
Let's go over there, I guess.
Liza, I want to hear you.
Eine wilde Gansjagd. Das ist eine wilde Gansjagd. Das ist eine wilde Gans.
Liza, what was the name of the bar that was here?
Hier ist ganz
Very
heiß.
red.
Ja, warum? Na, das ist wieder die Wand, ne?
It says 81 though,
Ich habe
not 85.
Ich habe 87.
82.
Ich glaube, das ist wieder, weil am Tag wird es heiß und es kühlt nicht so schnell ab wie alles andere. Und das Auto, die Autos sind kühler, weil das Glas ist. Das kühlt sich schneller ab. Was machen wir denn da drüben bei dem Licht?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
So hier in der
It
Ecke
says
ist da.
that light flickers with the EMP,
Ja,
same frequency.
hier unten ist ganz kalt überall. Das ist aber die Erde. Ne? Das ist normal. Hier ist ein ganz dunkler Fleck. 80. Das ist auch nicht wahr. Eliza, what room are we in? Bei mir flickert das Licht gar nicht, ne?
Liza, what room are we standing in?
Oh, da oben, das ist das Fenster, das da. Das ist kalt. Das ist nicht.
Tell us again. What? Is this your kitchen?
This is your kitchen.
Is this your kitchen? Tell London, what room are we in?
Did you just say peace be with us?
Liza? Where's your bedroom? Is this your bedroom, Liza? What?
Suey?
House is gone. What happened?
Oh, what?
Liza, your
Bedroom.
house is gone. What
At
happened?
her bedroom.
Eliza, I heard George's name. Do you want to talk about him instead?
We're sorry about George. I know you must have been sad.
All right, so what are we hearing over here?
But
Is George with you now?
at first, like when we were walking, I heard George's name, so I didn't want to say anything. But as soon as she said, "I'm sorry about George," he heard it's okay. And there was a lot of stuff that didn't make sense with anything. I don't really remember all of it. It was like McDonald's and stuff like that.
McFlurry could be a thing for Liza.
Thank you, Eliza.
What was his mother's name? I said every time we like try to talk about her, he's saying education.
Interesting.
Liza, thank you for letting us come to your house. Are you with your family now, Eliza?
Ruh-roh. He threw something in the trash. There was a bottle.
Let's gather everything.
Eliza, did you have any pets? Did you have a
Ich
dog?
finde natürlich besser, wenn wir einfach rumlaufen und erzählen Geschichten.
She's gonna be obsessed with that box.
Well, you know.
What was
Better
your
make sure you
dog's
get it
name?
back from her, else I'll be up all night.
So,
A window of time.
all right, let's cut that off for a minute, and you guys can tell us what you guys heard.
This volume over here, there's no use for the volume on this.
Nope,
is
it's
it?
already
I didn't
recording
think so.
audio.
I thought so.
So, what did you hear?
I just heard a window of time.
Okay. What happened when? Well, London remembers some of them. So,
It's asking about a dog.
When we were walking all the way over here from you talking, whatever, I heard the son's name that passed away a few months after birth. His name was George. And then
actually, it was a few weeks.
few weeks. But when I told them about it, she said my condolences and all that kind of stuff. And Eliza or whoever said it's okay. Oh, on yours.
I have to catch that on the audio, so I can mark that for you guys. I honestly didn't get much other than I usually, when I walk away from you guys in this particular lot, I usually ask how many people are with me.
A bunch.
I got the word bunch. So it's kind of like a smart aleck ghost saying, I'm not telling you, you know. And while you guys were trying to get in touch with Eliza, I decided I'm going to go try and get in touch with Charles. And I didn't get much. So again, last night he was right on top of it. Charles, tell me what your name is. Charles. And then on another time I was here and we didn't know what it meant at the time. It's kind of like baked beans, but the word October showed up twice. And when something comes up twice in a short amount of time, I tend to think something's there. So I Googled it real quick. Charles was born in October and died in October. So he died 3 days before his 40, I don't remember how old he was. He was 45 when he got married, which is funny because I heard 45 here last night too. And I didn't know how old he was. And Eliza was 22. So what are the answers to all those questions I had you guys ask? The house burned down, right above where I was standing. That's why I go over there. It was on the second story floor. Eliza Lucas Pinckney was her name. The previous wife, I found out her maiden name was Lamb. And I couldn't figure out why I was seeing the word lamb last week when I did a little bit more research on something else I found from that 45 of Charles's age. And I was like, holy crap, that's why I saw it. So I had to text that person back. Like, hey, check this out. I just found this. So again, you guys might get something back from me later. The daughter's name was Harriet. So spelled with an O-T, H-A-R-R-I-O-T, and that's what name pops up. She died at the age of 70 from breast cancer in Philadelphia. So she's not even buried here. She's buried in Philadelphia. But again, it just goes to show you that she's going to hang out where she wanted to be. So, yeah, she's telling me to be quiet. So London's, like, just so you guys know, at the top of your evidence page, all of the devices you guys are using, there's a link to tell you guys all about them, and also the list of the apps. There are free versions of all the apps that I'm using. There are a lot of ads in them. I did pay for this particular one that you're looking at. It's like $3. This actually has triple the amount of vocabulary. So I thought it was worth it just to get those extra things to come through. So London's version has about 3,000 words. Mine has over 9,000. So it's a lot of stuff and there's stuff that still comes up and I'm like, I've never seen that before.
Okay.
So we're going to take a walk up East Bay Street. It is definitely a mask type area. By all means, keep filming. Let's watch our lasers. Definitely are like a no-go on East Bay. Take as many pictures as you guys want to. Your EMF, buddy, is going to go a little crazy because of the parking meters. So we're not going to get excited about the red marks on East Bay Street because the parking meter lines are underneath the sidewalk. So it's going to be resonant enough to be able to touch that. We're going to be making a right down Lodge Alley. Have you guys ever been down Lodge Alley?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Old cobblestone
Sounds familiar.
I think
Yep.
on a tour.
Yep, on a tour.
Oh, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really cool alley. Lots of really cool stuff actually happens down there. So, questions, comments, concerns about this place? A lot of cool stuff happens here, guys, and I collect it nightly. If I were to put it all together, it'd be a book by itself.
They tore down the Irish bar, though. They had
Oh, I know. Why would they do that? Just to make a parking lot? That's ridiculous. Used to love going here. Remember when we had the DA meeting here? We all hung out here and listened to music and drank beer, sitting on the outside tables. Where'd you say you live now?
Tampa.
Oh, in Tampa.
Yeah, we're in Tampa.
Yeah.
We moved there 2 years ago.
That's a nice area.
It's nice, yeah. We're actually
Depends on
looking
where
to
you
move
live.
here.
Are you in the suburbs or are you?
No. We're sort of in the city.
Oh, cool.
We're about 3 miles from downtown, so it's still sort of
it's
city-ish.
nice,
Yeah, it's nice. But we have some friends that live on Daniel Island,
Oh, yeah.
and then we have other friends that are looking to move down from New York.
I was up for business in Rhode Island, and
Okay.
we were just really not feeling really at home there, and we lived there from 2002 to 2012,
Yeah.
and we came down here just looking because her mom and dad had been down here and really loved it, and we came down. The first place we went was Pearl's on East Bay, all the way down on the right.
A restaurant?
Yeah, it's got a great happy hour from 4 to 7 weekdays,
Oh, wow.
like about $1 oysters and
Wow,
like
wow.
$5 cocktails.
It's
and-
called...
It's called Pearl's.
Pearl's.
Pearlz.
Ooh.
And yeah, what a great place. And we fell in love with the place.
And you moved here.
And we moved
Well, we've been in Tampa now 2 years, and we don't love it.
yeah.
We feel...
sorry.
it just doesn't feel right to us.
Yeah,
So,
it's different.
yeah. This is so nice. But this is a lot.
really nice.
Okay. You said they came down here once in 2012, right?
Yeah,
And they went to
no. We moved in 2012.
They came down
we
before
came down
that.
like 2008.
Went to a
9.
restaurant and just fell in love with it down here.
Yeah, right on this street. It was down there on the right.
This is awesome.
It is.
So wait, I forget, you said you've been here since 2012.
12, yeah.
But before that, you were all over.
Yeah,
But
they made
mostly
me-
Rhode Island.
Well, we lived in Rhode Island for 10 years, and then I moved 13 times in 10 years. Well, we lived in Annapolis before that.
Great picture.
That is
Oh, yeah.
Picture too.
Tell me when. I'll do it.
the custom
Oh, well, I'll
house.
still take it.
This is actually the water is right there.
Wow, this is really nice.
I don't know how long you guys are going to be here, but there's a place right there called, not Burton's, but where that
the
big
B.
B is right
Yeah.
there. They have an upstairs outdoor bar, and they have this thing on happy hour. They have this lava stone, and you can
Really?
cook beef on it. They give you little
Really?
chunks of
It's
beef
good?
with it.
Yeah. Burns, you said, and the other one was...
I don't know if it's Burton's. It's something. It's right there. I think it's called Burton's.
Where are we?
I think this is
South Market.
This is Market. This is Market Street and East Bay.
Got it.
And if you go all the way down this way, it's not that far. A couple of blocks on my right, there's a place called Pearls, P-A-R-L-Z.
Pearls are straight up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
And they have great happy hour. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's funny. The people are so friendly around here.
Yeah.
Like you go up to Boston, nobody's talking to you, and Rhode Island,
you
nobody
think,
wants
it's
to talk
funny.
to
You
you.
think Tampa is friendly? It's not.
Yeah, it's not really.
Nah.
Like, yeah.
Beaches are nice, and you know the. But this is so,
This is under normal conditions. This is a late night place. Late night place. You can get food here at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
This place.
You know what the difference is? I think here, even though this is a third of the population of Tampa, you have a downtown. There's no downtown in
history,
Tampa.
downtown.
And there's history. There's
people
like
are
Tampa
friendly.
has zero downtown. I don't know if you've been to Tampa.
Yeah.
There's
It's
no
part of-
downtown.
used to be part of my territory, so I was.
There's
down there quite a bit,
there's
yeah.
no downtown.
Yeah. The office that I used to visit down there was near the school. There's an undergraduate school there.
Wow. Oh, okay. This is a nice area.
Oh,
this
it's
is better than
beautiful.
King Street, I think.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
King Street touristy.
King Street's nice too. There's some. We had dinner on King Street
Yeah,
tonight.
this is really nice.
And there's a little place on.
Jack.
Yeah, I guess we better keep up.
Oh, maybe we make it. Wow, this area.
Yeah, we were thinking about it.
Look at this area.
Hey, stick with the ghost tour.
I know, right?
It's very cool. What is it?
Bay Street.
So this is called Snob, slightly north of Broad Snob.
Okay.
And so that's Broad Street's back there. There they are over there. This High Cotton right here.
He said no. What happened?
Got caught in traffic.
Yeah.
Would you move here?
I moved 5 years ago now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Near Warren, yeah.
Same neck. Yeah.
So looking for spirits.
Oh, Justin.
Sorry. Right here, buddy.
You're good. Actually, when you get to
Oh, this is really cool here.
And that going.
Wow. Does it go further or is it really?
Yeah, it keeps going. It goes back to about Pearls is about the back end.
Is
Of
there
it.
another side of it?
There's the water's right there.
Okay.
And there's
This
a
is parallel to King, right?
no, it's perpendicular.
Oh, okay.
No, we're parallel.
Are we
to
parallel?
King.
Yeah, parallel.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
East Bay.
And then
King.
on the corner of Church and what State Street?
Broad.
There's a place called what's that place called that we like?
Oh, the Blind Tiger.
Yeah, the Blind Tiger. There's a
Oh.
whole story behind the Blind Tiger.
You go straight, you're gonna hit Broad Street, you take a right, and then you can
Okay.
go the other street.
Oh, so this is that alley. Yeah, this is Spooky Alley.
Oh, sorry.
It's actually something pops up. Wow.
So if you come over here for something, see that black sign right there? It says Pearls under Blossom.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep, that's
All the
where
way
it's
down
at.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Good job. Here, hold this.
I just showed him where Pearls is, man.
Those places down here, I
These
still
two
don't
are going off tour.
Yeah,
I don't care.
we were about ready to go get a beer.
Legitimate, thank you.
There's some swings right on the edge of the dock that you guys go hang out on. No, it's really easy. It's all parallels. You got this street, and then you got Meeting, and you got King. It's just 3 parallel streets.
And there's a bunch of
The
rooftops
water
too.
is all around us. So you go that way, you can walk to the end of the water. There's a waterfront.
So are we supposed to be looking for ghosts?
Okay, come around like
Give you
this.
guys
So
more
we're
direction down
here,
there.
and then the water's here.
To
the
give you
water's
guys a gist
here.
of what's happening here.
All right.
Straight to the water, you can go all the way around, and then down.
We love this city. It's just great.
get you guys over on this walk here.
Okay.
That way I'm not doing a full round. So welcome to Lodge Alley, everybody. I'm just gonna steal my drink again.
Oh, over here.
So this is actually one of the oldest streets in Charleston. When I say streets, people used to live here. The two buildings we're leaning on were not here. They were actually shotgun houses where you shoot a shotgun in the front and you go out the back. I have the full list of residents of every person that's ever lived here. So the cool thing is First Spirit Box is recording this entire thing. So in case we actually get some names that pop up, or on mine, which I haven't gotten anything yet, two common names that I normally get together, Benjamin and John. Those two gentlemen lived here in 1801. It's not a coincidence that both names will show up within the time frame that I'm down here, with no other names. I also have their list of occupancies, like what they did for a living. So it's a crazy list. It's not a census list, but it is a full list of everybody that's ever lived here. They did an archaeological dig in between these clay bricks you guys are walking on. I'm sure you noticed that none of them are the same shape or size, nor do they have the same spacing. These are all put in by hand. They were all made by hand. So again, water's that way. This would not have been a very pleasant place to stay because peninsula skinnier, low tide coming in. Imagine the smell down here would have been horrible. So the archaeological dig found some of their silverware, some of their tools, little pieces of their clothing. They consider these people lower class. So that kind of gives you the gist of what kind of people lived over here. There was also another guy named Alexander. His mom was real creative, right? So apparently he tried to start some kind of boarding house down here too. So Alex will come up from time to time. It's not as often as Benjamin. That's a great sound effect for your audio, by the way. But at any rate, they're really interesting place. I caught orbs down here. I got all kinds of, and it's always the same color orb. Colored orbs have meaning, and they're not reflections off the grid pens or anything like that. It's literally a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a dense green orb. Like you almost can't see through. And it shows up in random places. We've seen it move. We've seen it do all kinds of things. Photos, videos. Because customers will send me video because I usually tell people at the end of this alley is a great shot of St. Philip's steeple. If you go up just, and I'll point it out, but if you have the two old buildings on the side, you get the steeple right in the center. So again, somebody took a video of it, and we got a green orb that flashes up, kind of the same way I showed you on your grid there. Same principle. So it kind of swirls around for a little bit and moves. It's intelligent. So we get all kinds of weird things down here. So again, we want to get lots of pictures if we can. When we leave this alley, you're going to be the last one out. You're going to take 2 more photos going this way. But again, we're going to kind of walk through here slowly. This is also where the Masons used to meet. So before it was a neighborhood, the Masons used to come down. Hot, sweaty nights of Charleston, they'd be down here in suits and suspenders, talking business, buildings. So it's kind of how it went. And again, this was as wide as the street was because all it needed was 1 horse and buggy to be able to get down. And most of the people that lived here probably didn't even have a horse and buggy.
So these buildings weren't here?
No, these are after
They were homes.
1890.
They were homes. Little shotgun houses, you said.
Yeah. So their stoops from their steps going up into the house would end right where these buildings are.
Wow.
Like that's how close the neighbors that these people had. And there's not, like I said, there weren't many of them. But there is a full list of residents out there, which is really cool to find, especially when I was researching that Benjamin for the first time. I get a name or a number, those things don't lie. So something has to be attached. And again, you did get some names while I was over in the Red Barn lot, and 1 or 2 names popped up, so I'll have to dive into those to see if they were teammates of Big John. Like spiders. So we're going to walk through this alley. It's definitely a no laser zone when we leave here because it's a neighborhood. People are winding down from their day.
But in here I can use it.
Yeah, in here, just keep it out of the windows because this hotel is occupied at this point. And by the way, every hotel in downtown Charleston has its own doors. Until they start giving me free rooms, I'm not validating any of them. I'll start knocking on doors again in January because I'll need more episodes for the podcast. So they denied me last year because I really wasn't that much of a thing yet. But you guys were all coming through. I'm busy as heck. So, but anyway, let's kind of walk through slowly here, check the place out. Obviously, we're in a nice full thermal image on the camera, so side to side if you can, kind of give us different angles. And we don't get much EMF down here, so if his thing does go off, I get excited. So, kind of see what happens with the EMF. And you can obviously listen to your spirit box at this point.
Yep.
Kind of listening for those names.
Yeah.
You looking for names, Mike?
Who's here?
Oh, I heard somebody.
Who?
Brett Box.
What's your name? Yes, it's almost Halloween.
Did you say something about Halloween?
Are you here?
So Jackie, right where I'm standing, this is your picture spot right here. If you want, this is the touristy picture. The rest you can take your own ghosty pictures. So I can lighten it up, and you can take more as we get closer too. I don't want to point it out.
Sour. It's on the bottom. You see my finger?
What's funny is not many tours actually come down here. You would think they would, but they don't.
Yeah.
But they don't have all the cool stuff like we have. So.
I'm not getting any picture because I turned it off.
Big deal.
Why?
I don't know. Since it normally doesn't turn red in here.
So how long are you guys staying?
We're going back on Monday.
Oh,
We're
okay.
driving back on Monday.
So today's Friday, so you got a couple of days yet.
Yeah. We're gonna meet with a real estate agent actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, this is so pretty.
I love it.
Oh, he's, I'm gonna buy one for home. Oh, he's gonna buy. I gotta buy one of those things now for home. We'll just keep playing around with the walls with his electricity.
And actually, there's an app for it.
Is there?
Last chance.
It's got
Last
you can
chance,
hand
he
it to your
says.
cell phone with the name F
Trying to play hard to get. Last chance you
Oh
go.
yeah. Okay.
Saying, like, you're really digging that spirit box, aren't you?
I am. Told you as a talker.
Alright, so let's get a couple of pictures going this way. Let's see if we can actually capture out of that by morning.
Doesn't matter if there's light or not.
Your pictures.
So if you're writing stuff down in your phone, I got one for you. It's called Vickery's, Vickery apostrophe S.
Oh yeah.
It's over on Shum Creek.
Oh,
If you were to
funny.
go-
My buddy was at Shem Creek last night.
Yeah, but don't go to the Shum Creek Bar and Grill, which is a lot of times people will take you there if you say Shum Creek. It's on the other side.
It's called Vickery's.
It's called Vickery's. And if you go to the Shark Bar at Vickery's around sunset, you can look out and you're looking out over the marsh. You see all the shrimp boats, all the marshes, and the sunset's right on the marsh.
Wow.
It's amazing. So you got a couple of days to check that out yet.
Yeah.
That's a really cool place. They have good food there too. Yeah, that's the center of the universe
Is it?
for us. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
We're looking at a few places in Mount Pleasant.
Oh, nice.
I'm sure you know them. Let's see.
She knows every place in Mount Pleasant. She's been scouring the real estate for
You think about moving
different
down?
things.
Yeah, yeah. We're here
Oh.
looking at homes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool. That's part of your trip down here. Okay.
up from Tampa.
Rivertown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends how close you want to be.
I mean, we're mostly looking at
Okay.
we have friends that live there,
Yeah.
and I mean, it's chaos work, but it's a nice community.
It is wonderful.
My buddy lives in. My buddy lives.
There's a really nice marina there that you can.
My buddy
go
lives in
boat
Mount
to.
Pleasant, hates Daniel Island, so he's like, "You're an idiot for looking there." So
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
everyone's like,
Well,
sort of has
everybody-
one.
everybody
Daniel
told
Island's a
us
great
south of the
location.
IOP
You can be
connector.
downtown. You can be
Well,
at
you're
the
further
airport,
from
and you
Yeah.
have
restaurants or downtown,
They have their
right?
own little
Yeah, but you don't have to go
though.
anywhere. I mean, you can stay on Daniel Island.
Yeah,
They
but
got
it's,
everything.
it's probably not. Is it
It's
enough?
a planned community.
Well, I mean, you're
It's
close to Mount
nice.
Pleasant. You're like
Pretty-
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah, you can go anywhere you want.
Well, Rivertown's far.
And you're a little bit
Further.
closer to the
Is it?
airport.
Oh, too far
See,
out.
I won't live
Yeah.
anywhere past the IOP connector.
That's the
Takes you out of
northern
Palms.
boundary
That's-
to really.
Oh, we're
IOP
staying
can-
on Island Park Connected.
I wouldn't live anywhere.
staying there.
I wouldn't want to live much further out.
We
Because
live
what
just
you do
slightly-
is once you get out, then you have to like drive all the way down Highway 41 to get to Rivertown.
Yeah, you don't
Then
wanna
once
do
you get into Rivertown, you have to drive back into Rivertown.
Yeah, I know.
And next thing you know, you're 25 minutes from downtown.
Yep. And
My
the
buddy
whole reason you're
lives-
moving here is because you love this.
Yeah.
You don't live in
I
the suburbs. You can live any place. in the suburbs.
totally agree. My buddy lives in.
I trust her to watch the dogs.
I'm Lincoln.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He lives
That's off a rifle range. That's real close to us.
Well, yeah, Hamlin's nice.
That's south of the
You're
IOP
off
connector.
Rifle range, and you're past the Isle Palms connector, but
Oh, a little bit further, yeah. on
That's
rifle
where
range.
that guy I know lives.
But what's
built a
cool
house
is
there.
you just bang a left on IOP on the
Yeah,
rifle range,
that's not-
and then you
I
hit
would
IOP
prefer that over
connector,
the other
or
one
you
you
hit
said.
Ben Sawyer, which takes you to Sullivan's
Sorry.
Island.
I don't care what you guys are paying. Again, this is interactive. You
Yeah.
can interact with each other. It's not
It
just
does
with me.
might talk to us about where you should move.
Yes, please. Is it a good decision? Ask.
Hell yeah, man!
I tell the story
It's the center of the universe.
out here because that's Philadelphia Alley. That's Philadelphia Alley. It's called Duelers Alley. So Duelers Alley is where they took the duels. It's like aces turn and shoot kind of duels. That's where this occurred. So the story goes, Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd moved down here from Rhode Island. That has the initials RI. Keep that in mind. It comes up again later. So, you know, she already knows where I'm going with that. So, he moved down here because he was supposed to get married to his fiancee, Amanda. Amanda just inherited a bunch of money from her dead parents. The lawyer handling the money said, no, you two aren't getting married yet. Send the doctor away. Let's see if he's actually going after your money. Now, what happened after that was the doctor moved down here, but the coachman that brought him into town set him up to be robbed again. Not a very good start to his stay here in Charleston. So, the gentleman who walked by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. The initials are I. So again, it shows up twice, and it does come up with spirit boxes from time to time. Now, that's the cool thing about that. You never know which one it's talking about. Rhode Island with the doctor, or Ralph Isaacs' actual initials. So, play devil's advocate. So the two become friends. The doctor's practice starts to take off. He becomes known as the Whistling Doctor. The Whistling Doctor, if you Google it, you'll hear a much more detailed story. I'm giving you the stuff for all the gadgets that you guys are all holding. So, doing pretty well. The two used to go see plays together, but they had to sit in different seats because the doctor's in a different part of society. Imagine going to see go see a movie with your friends, but you can't sit near each other because they make more money than you. It kind of sucks. So they used to talk about the plays on the way home. One night they go see Richard III, Shakespeare. Allegedly, I don't know how true this part is, but it was in Dock Street Theater. I can't claim that
It
one.
was in what?
It was in Dock Street.
Oh.
Can't claim that one to be true because there would have been a couple of theaters here at the time. Now, anyway, they're talking about the play. The doctor loved the new actress in town. Ralph did not. They start arguing about the actress, and then it turns into an insult party on the doctor's fiance back home. The two get mad at each other. They go their separate ways. Now, Ralph, he was from here. He was an attorney. Attorneys back then weren't what we know of attorneys now. They weren't well off financially. He was just a regular old citizen. And he also had ties to the newspaper. He writes in the paper what a disgrace the doctor is to the city of Charleston based on the argument they had after the play. He's not from here. He takes all the money. He's too expensive. The doctor rebuttals with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. Let's go settle this. Now, the loser of a duel is normally what?
Dead.
Dead. So, where does the loser normally go? There's a doorway on the far wall directly right in front of me. That's another reason why I stopped here, Jackie. It wasn't just for your pressure. The loser would normally go through that doorway, across the courtyard, over to St. Philip's Cemetery with the pre-dug grave. They drop the body, throw some dirt on top, and then they go celebrate the winner with a pint. That's kind of how it went. But this did not happen with the doctor and Ralph's duel. The two come down here. They go back to back. They turn. The doctor points his gun in the air, and he shoots. He didn't want to kill his friend. He just wanted to make a point. However, Ralph took 2 shots below the knees. The doctor drops. His friends pick him up, and they carry him home to the house that Ralph actually helped him find at 59 Church Street, about a mile and a half from here, and the doctor dies 10 days later. Now, here's the interesting thing about this alley. It is always this quiet. If you guys have ever been down here, you can probably attest to it. Daytime or nighttime, it is always this quiet. Even with the hustle and bustle of East Bay Street. They say you can hear the whistles of the whistling doctor as you walk through. We obviously have audio to try to test this theory. Okay, so your spirit box is going to be audible to you only. I will sail away from you so you guys can actually have a nice full audio. If you guys are listening to this on your drive home or wherever, this is where you turn it up. I've only had 2 that I could not debunk. We do have a lot of hecklers in town. They love to give that whistle. There's a fake one for you on your audio. It's not going to be that loud. It's going to be faint. They also say you can hear the gunshots. My 4th of July team, they wanted me to try to debunk it, and I told them to forget it. I'm not even listening to this portion of your tour. Good luck. So, I haven't caught any gunshots yet, so I can't say that that's even true in any way, sense, or form. The other interesting thing about this alley is at the end, well, let's start off with when we go in through that gate, and London's going to close that gate before we walk through it, so you guys have a nice creepy gate sound effect for your audio.
I
Yeah.
didn't know I did that.
We're going to now. So, anyway, the bricks up here that we walk on, they're actually replaced and repaired back in the 1990s. They're going to have a little harder edges to them, but as we walk along, we actually have sun-dried bricks from slave kids. They literally had to turn those bricks every hour because they weren't fired. We have their fingerprints and one full handprint at the end of this alley. Now, if you look at the handprint, the thumb actually overlaps to the next brick. It was almost as if the kid put the brick in wet and did a screw you to the brick. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, again, if you want to take pictures of it, I say have your cameras ready. It is outside somebody's home. Okay, their address is Philadelphia Alley. So you're going to have to be kind of quick, and we're going to not scurry, but I'll point it out with my toe, a couple of the fingerprints and the handprint, and then we'll make a left outside of it. If you actually Google handprint Charleston, there's 3 locations. Do you remember the other 2 locations?
It's on a wall, I thought.
Yeah, there's, I want to say Drayton Hall has one, and I can never remember what the third one is, but just,
Oh, it's Boone Hall.
I don't think it's Boone Hall.
It's Boone Hall.
You Google it.
You Google it.
Might be Boone Hall.
My phone's working, you Google it.
Mine's working too.
I have a bigger vocabulary. Plus, I'm dad, I win 2-0. Get to work. So,
That's not fair.
alright, so your EMF meter is probably going to go off in the center of the alley. If it does, it's because of the footlight players. No.
No. This said please
Just
let me,
go
and that
Google
said
it.
I did not.
The footlight players is the actor studio for Dock Street Theater. Their equipment's on the other side. So if we do get something, it's probably true that there's a ghost near us. Okay, so you definitely want to be listening to your spirit box along the way. Obviously, keep filming for us. Keep gauging those temperatures. Just watch the lasers near the guys' houses down at the end. It's the only thing that I ask. So another weird little story. Now this just happened last week. I'm walking through this alley, and at the end, I smell a weird fruit that I don't normally get. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. I'm going to see if anybody else smells it. As I'm walking through, one of my guests comes up and he says, I smell passion fruit. He's like, what's going on here? I was like, I think it's grapefruit. So we argued for a few minutes, and it was literally like the 4 of us were all dancing around in a circle because it was strong and then weak, strong then weak. And I'm like, this is crazy. Then my spirit box said the word pie. I'm like, that's gross. Like, no, who the hell's eating grapefruit pie? I go home, I Google it on southernlivingsmagazine.com. Lost recipes of Charleston grapefruit pie.
Really?
That's crazy.
That
I
is
bet it
nuts.
turns sweet when you bake it, probably.
This was almost like pungent. Like it was like oh,
I do like grapefruit.
like in the oven though. Like that's oh,
Yeah,
no.
Not
that's
pie,
interesting.
not pie.
Yeah.
Cold.
Alright,
With some
so
sugar on it.
maybe lots of sugar.
Yeah.
It's that last rumble that we. He wanted more sound effect. I love it.
This is so cool.
Yeah, I love this alley. This is the prettiest place in Charleston, by far.
What is this called?
Philadelphia Alley. It's named after Philadelphia because they were, well, once Dillon became illegal and dumb, they named that after a city that saved us from one of our fires, which Philadelphia sank quite a bit of money. So, yeah. It is. It's private.
So these homes?
No. There's a, like a child care center right there. It belongs to them.
That access to this whole park?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the cemetery's right there.
Yeah, I think it's all part of the church, but there's like a daycare on this end, and I think it's all part of it. I can't say that for certain, but that's my speculation based off of what I see down here during the daytime. Speculation.
Do your research.
I heard November 16th.
Okay. I love having a computer in my hand.
November 16th. What year?
19? You're 19?
Rhode Island.
No.
Narragansett Bay. Narragansett. Newport. We're due. Newport.
Anything that big, but I'll have a couple of websites I use for like this day in history.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta see where they find out that date.
Where did you go to medical school? Where did you go to medical school? What's November 16th?
Da steht 125, aber ich habe bloß 81.
Flavor's actually really good.
What is it?
Blackout berry.
Oh, that sounds good.
Narragansett.
Braided blackberry. Different irrigate. When you're supposed to see the fingerprints. I
Oh,
don't know if anybody's
yeah.
ever pointed these out to you guys.
No,
I love when I get locals because I show you guys all kinds of weird little things.
So these are the little fingerprints, honey.
Yeah, there's some fingerprints. They're all the way up. And then
It's in the
full
shade
handprints.
right now. He's got to get out of the way first there. These are little baby handprints there.
Those are their kids. Those are all yeah, you can start to see some. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
They're all over. That handprint is actually right here.
Oh, yeah, that's a full handprint.
You can see the thumb lapped over.
Mm-hmm.
So those bricks were wet. They had to have been.
Yep. That's painting.
Some of these have little cards. Enough.
Here's the handprint with the thumb on the other brick. Right here, it's the thumbs over there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wait, can I see that? Here, see?
Put your left hand in it. The other one.
Other hand.
Anybody catch up?
You're down sideboarding that.
He built a home right on the
So this is the playhouse where we saw the play, honey. Remember? Who was playing in it? Somebody.
This is Queen Street Playhouse.
This
We
is.
went to the dockside theater.
Oh, I thought this is the one. That we went.
I'd say the only negative for me about Charleston is no professional sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, Tampa.
Hey, we got the River Dogs.
Like
Man.
Tampa, I'm not a Tampa fan.
Yeah.
However, going to like the Lightning game, the
Yeah,
Bucks
yeah.
game, or the Rays, or the Bucks,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, again, I'm a New York fan, but it's nice to have that,
Well,
that energy in the
Charlotte's only
town.
3.5 hours.
Charlotte, and then you have like
Atlanta's
right? I mean,
Atlanta's 5.5.
Clemson, USC.
You got USC, the Gamecocks. You got
oh.
Tigers if you're
Well,
into college.
in this town, like,
Nothing
no
for
like little games to go to here.
Well, I mean,
Well, the
Citadel,
River Dogs is a I think it's a
That's
double A
baseball.
baseball,
And then you got hockey.
triple A baseball, something.
Stingrays, Shahagami. It's like right up.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, we're not huge into sports.
It's odd. It's odd.
Yeah,
yeah, Charleston.
we do sports drinking here.
Yeah, I know.
Sports
College-
eating, sports
college
drinking.
I mean, you could go to
Then we do sports, Planet
That's it.
Fitness
So,
to be able to
It'll be-
eat and drink again next weekend.
So I found a school that allows you to pick your dissertation. It's called PhD in Creativity. If they accept me, out of the 9 people that accept next year, then I'll be a doctor of those.
For the federal government? Like, would you be
so I
working
used
for
to work.
Civil War?
I actually used to work
all of the
for
stuff
Booz
that you guys
Allen
are doing.
with
Basically
government
collecting all the
contracting.
data
So I
that's
worked
going
at
to be
NSA. I
because you
did
already have to be already in your
DOD.
field
I
pretty
did some
heavily.
Homeland Security stuff.
See how much data is on
And
my
then I
website?
went to now I'm on the commercial
I do this every
side
night.
at IBM Security. So I do the IBM Security side.
Very cool.
So we're going to talk about
I've been
one more
doing
building.
cyber for
One more. Sorry.
15 years. Sorry.
They've exchanged phone numbers already.
Never. We're plotting a career path for him.
Oh, well, that's okay. I shouldn't be stopping that.
No.
So this is the Wagner building, the big brick building over here. This actually used to be a cotton warehouse.
That one?
Yep. So the back of it is condos now, and they're turning it into a wedding reception area in the front. So if somebody's getting a wedding reception there, it's probably going to be a first wedding. Good luck. So, again, people do live in the back, and these are their garages that we're staring at. But the last person who had it as a cotton warehouse, his name was George Poirier. George inherited the business from his dad. He had no clue what he was doing. Silver spoon kid, blew through his inheritance, got himself into a bunch of debt very quickly. We also had the boll weevil in town, which is a bug that eats cotton. Now he's through. So he needs to get out of the business altogether, and instead of selling the cotton to the Americans, where all of his debts are, he sells to the British. So very smart man. However, he doesn't get the full amount that he needs to pay off his American debts, and props from the Wagner building. Then we were kind of the park. So again, the water would have been much closer. He can watch the ship roll in. They unload all the cotton from these back doors that you're looking at from the horse and buggy. He's watching everything from the second story floor. Once it's all loaded, somebody gets too close to the cotton to the pipe, the whole ship catches fire, everybody dies. He watches the whole thing. He's already depressed. He doesn't have enough money to pay off all his debts, and that was father's legacy. So what's he do? Out of all the furniture, swings a noose and exits it. The newspaper kid the next morning, who came down to the corner to sell his tapes, saw the shadow of a swinging corpse. He ran back to the newspaper room to go tell them what was happening. So they still say you can still see the shadow of a swinging corpse on the second story window. Keep in mind, Mike's camera cannot see through glass. So we're looking for those blue windows to turn a darker blue or black. It's on the corner windows when we get to the front. So it's on the rounded edge, Mike, and then on just those few windows inside. You've gotten some weird stuff over the past couple of weeks, so hopefully we capture more. I definitely want pictures of those second story windows. In the very front, we're staring at the back. So we're going to walk alongside it to the front and definitely listen to your spirit box. So there's one more little ghost that comes attached along with this story, and that's that of Ruben's Porch. Where we came out of Philadelphia Alley, 2 blocks up, is a little restaurant called Ruben's Porch. Zoe St. Amand, who was of French descent, used to live there. That was her home. She lived there with her sister Elizabeth, and Zoe was a school teacher. Again, I'm giving you clues of things to listen for through your audio and spirit box. Zoe comes through often with very simple terms. If you ask her what her house looks like now, she's not going to say restaurant. That's 3 syllables. She's going to say words like food, eat, spoon, fork. Very simple things that relate to a restaurant. She'll also give you the word stairs. She'll also give you the word pet. Now, keep in mind, Zoe did not know Coogan. Coogan was a stray dog that the construction crew that was transitioning the house into a restaurant it used to be. They're the ones that don't anymore. They're the new owners that are the ones that actually decided to move along with the name of the porch. So, she didn't know the dog, but she will say the word pet. Okay? So, again, George, fire, ship, cotton. Zoe is stairs, food. Those are the kinds of relatable terms that we're looking for. Zoe also comes through with the words, with her name, and I know it's her, and it comes up probably 2 or 3 times a month now. It is spelled Z-O-E, not Z-O-E-Y. So I have had the name Z-O-E-Y show up before, but when I hear it's Z-O-E, like almost a signifier, like, hey, it is me. So, we're going to cross legally twice. You're going to listen to your spirit box. Lasers are pretty much out of the game, except for yours. We're going to do a little experiment. Everybody noticed the peak at the back of the building, right? In the front, we have the same thing. It is covered in stone. 5 feet below the stone is the same type of stone inlaid into the brick. This night is a little breezy. I'm going to expect the night to actually give us about a 15-degree difference between the stones. Sometimes it goes all the way up to 30. So we're going to test that out a little bit. This is where we are not going to be flagging down helicopters and airplanes. So we're going to try to hit that stone directly, and hopefully we can get a 15 to 30 degree difference. Okay. So we're going to test that out when we get up to the front. So we're going to wait for all the young ladies to pass. Cross legally twice. Turn your spirit box up, and let's see what we capture. I'm so sorry. I didn't have
Eine Stunde 31 Minuten.
Anyone there? Is anyone there?
You catching anything?
Yeah, we're catching ghosts. So which windows were you talking about? Which windows were you talking about checking out?
Right above this rounded corner,
Okay.
and the next two around it, second story.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is where the guy. Yeah, we've been in here before.
Yeah, this
There was a tour in this building here.
I just thought this picture, if not on me, I would have.
I know, you're lucky it didn't get on yours because you got
There's your pearl. There's your pearl split.
There's pearls right there.
So I didn't get anything along the way.
I didn't either.
Yeah, this place is different. It's on fire. I was listening to mine as well. And I didn't get anything. It's always
What? The rooftop? How was it?
That's the Bendu, yeah.
She went there with a girlfriend.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Is it a cool rooftop?
That's another one that we went to. We went from Pearls to there the first time we were here. Those are the two.
What a
first
cool
places.
rooftop.
It's really nice. You go in there and you take the elevator up. And there's a rooftop there, and then there's another rooftop over on the other.
A lot of other rooftops in this area?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
Oh, the weather's perfect for it.
Yeah, there's Henry's is a couple of blocks down that way, and it's got like 4 different bars with 4 different music venues, and then a rooftop with another music venue on top.
I mean, it's just so lively here. Even, right?
With the COVID, it's usually it's a little more usually, but it's pretty lively now.
Yeah.
If you go down there, that's the pier. That's that fountain
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
lot
Your
of
wife
kids.
is saying that.
And then you go down there, it's like there's swings that you can hang out in.
It's really
Go
cool.
all the way down to the water.
Oh, you can go this way.
Yeah.
All right, so let me start gathering this stuff up, Nick. But we wanted to do the quick temperature.
Yeah. How did we want to do that?
So we're that red laser at the very, you see the stone right along the top, the white stone?
Yes, all the way up the top.
At the very top.
Yep.
Nope, all the way up. Go to the very center. Go to the center of the building, right there.
This is where what's her name left? Oh man, Katie. Paige.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down the third floor.
And then go up right there. Where do we start? Right there. We got
60.
okay, so
59 now. 56. 57 now.
okay, so about 56, 57 versus a 63 on the stone below it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, 60.
Again,
Yeah,
that's
66,
about average.
yeah.
That's what I would expect from the little bit of
Okay.
wind coming through. Anywhere, like I said, between 7 to 15 degrees on a little bit of a breezy night. But again, when it's 30 degrees, it's
Yeah,
like
that-
my
that is
chatterbox on the way up here was going crazy. And
Really?
I can usually tell, yeah. I mean, but tonight, I didn't have much, so I wasn't expecting much when we got up there. So, it
So
was kinda
that will
like
be
probably
30 right there?
No, it'll be a 30-degree difference.
Oh, I was
so,
gonna
for
say
example,
that's-
like if that was like the center one was 60 degrees, the top one would say 30.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm going?
Yeah, that's a big difference. Yeah, I'm
Huge difference.
59.
There was
yeah.
a big difference?
No, there's
Oh,
not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. I'll take those from
There
you
you go.
since we kind of debunked that for the night.
Super interesting.
But yeah, I mean, usually if I get a bunch of stuff along the way here, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have at least 20.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
hear
never
anything,
know.
so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably not gonna be much.
Could I ask some more questions, baby?
Well, I'm letting that run, the last thing. So we'll grab those from you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys actually.
We're gonna head to Burwell's.
Oh, yeah, Burwell's. That's the name of the
I
place.
looked it up. Is it
Yeah.
cool?
It's
I don't have
nice.
to be more dressy, right, or anything?
Is it? No? Okay.
No.
It's really cool.
Go check it out. Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah,
We usually go to
my
all the
daughter
places.
when
I
she
mean, you're
was
only here a limited